Hello, and welcome to Bahamut's Bane Adventures, episode, who the fuck knows, 8 maybe? I'm bad at keeping track of these things, but this is a big motherfucking day for us, folks. This is Bahamut's Bane anniversary numero uno. It has been 1 year since we started this crazy FC, and we've had a lot of good times along the way. So I think it would only be best to record a video here, a Bahamut's Bane adventure video. Let me strap on my sandals, because this is going to be a wild ride. It's only fitting to give homage to Bahamut's Bane by creating a Bahamut's Bane Adventures episode on the 1 year anniversary. So I'd like to start off by saying congratulations, everybody, and thank you for sticking around and for making Bane a truly awesome place to hang out every day and to just enjoy each other's company while we game and while we enjoy what we do. Personally, I went into this a year ago not really having any set expectations, not really expecting much, to be honest. It was myself, Roland, who is still in the FC, however on a hiatus, and Gromp, who recently left the FC. But those two guys and myself were the ones that sat down one day and said, you know, we got in the beta, except for Rolly. Poor Rolly had such a hard time getting in the beta. But Gromf and I, aka Dennis, got into the beta, and we were really having fun playing the game, getting together almost every weekend for LAN. And just really enjoying ourselves with the game. So we knew right off the bat that it was going to be a game that we were going to be severely addicted to. So we figured, why not start our own free company? And I had experience running guilds with WoW in the past, so I figured I could lend some expertise in that respect. Originally, Gromp was the leader. However, I think it was impacting his ability to enjoy the game, so he decided to step down. There was also some, I won't go into the details, but there was a little bit of drama going on with him and his friends as well, and within the FC and outside the FC, and people leaving and coming and going, and blah, 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 blah. The first month or two, actually, of Bahamut's Bane were really unstable. We weren't sure if we were going to keep doing it, if we were just going to all leave and disband and sort of go our separate ways. A few of us really wanted to preserve the FC, myself included, so we were the ones, just to name some names. Rolly was always there. Ren was always there. Ren Trez was always there. There's a few others, and I'm sorry that I can't think of your names right now, but they're actually not in the FC anymore. But those were really the people that kind of formed the FC and gave it its foundation. And once I saw that there was some potential there and it was started to expand, then I sort of grabbed the wheel on it, so to speak, and kind of took over. But really, it's always been a group effort. I do a lot for the FC. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna minimize the fact that I don't do a lot. But it is by all means a group effort. I am not personally responsible for the success of this FC. It's been a group effort from the beginning. So whether that's been Rolly or Ren along the way, Snip, who came along shortly after. Again, I'm not going to start naming names because I'm going to forget people. So I don't want anyone to get offended. But basically, you guys know who you are, and my hat comes off slightly to you, just enough to show the bald spot there. But my hat does come off to you. That you guys really are what made this FC what it is, and I think it was our combined forces that really projected it, into what it is now. So big thanks to everybody. Congrats once again on this amazing accomplishment. 1 year. I wasn't even sure if I was going to play this game for a year, let alone run an FC for a year. So this has been truly fantastic experience, and I look forward to it continuing in the future. Now, I wanted to take a few moments in this video to go over some posts that I wrote. It may be a bit redundant, but some people are not on the forums, some people are not on Facebook, so I figured if I made a video, then I could share it between all these, social medias and get everybody to share in how awesome this accomplishment has been. So let me start up my fraps. This will help me sync it when I go to render the video as well. So 1, 2, 3, go. There's Matang, looking sexy as ever with his mustache. Rolly early on told me he was making fun of my mustache. I kind of took it to heart. I like the scruff, like his cheek and chin hair, but the little Hitler stash here in the middle, at first I didn't really pay much attention to it. And by the way, a lot of other Rogadines have a much better beard than my particular head allows me to do, but Rolly had pointed out early on, he's like, nice mustache, kind of poking fun at me, and I sort of took it to heart, and up until recently I eliminated the Hitler stash, and I just had the scruff going on here, or I had him clean shaven, but I recently, brought the stash back because I think it completes the look. Now that I'm trying to go for kind of mimicking the emblem. Let me show you what I mean here. Oh, he's looking behind him. He's all paranoid. What I was kind of going for with my face was to match the flag, or not the flag, the emblem. So the black and the red and the black. And yeah. Anyway. So yeah, here we are in the game. People chatting. There's Gork. All the other Banesters and Baneaholics and Bane Knots and all the other cute names that we call you guys. We can call you all kinds of things, but as long as we don't call you late for dinner. Anyway, so here, let me bring this down and just cover Matang up a little bit for a second. Here's our wonderful forum and my complete fail on the shout box today. Couldn't get it to size properly for some reason, but anyway. Guys, we're having a party tonight. Woo! Let me get us started, actually. I should have done this earlier. Here's my glass. I got this extra white. Found this at the liquor store. It's extra white. It's called Vedette. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's kind of bright. It's called Vedette. It's a 4.7% alcohol. It's a Belgian beer. Belgians are known for their whites. This is extra white. So it's kind of like me. If I show you my farmer's tan, like fucking extra white. And I also cannot jump. But this beer is very good. It's along the lines of like a Hoegaarden, or what is it? I always forget the year. I think it's 1664 Blanc. Anyway, white, in other words. But very good beer. I had they sell them in 4-packs, and I had a 4-pack last night. Put it back pretty quick, so indicates that they are tasty. Can't seem to find my bottle opener now. Wow, this is going to be a long video. Oh, jeez. Oh, there it is. Good. I don't have to stop the video. You just get to see my armpit for a second. Alright, so congratulations. It's official now. I just cracked open the beer. This has nothing to do with Bahamut's Bane, but you can watch me drink a beer. So what you're supposed to do with these is you pour about 2/3 of it out. It's about half. It's about 2/3 there, and then you swirl it. I think that's to get the sediment off the bottom, to get everything mixing nicely. But that's what you're supposed to do. It says it right on the bottle. I knew this from drinking other whites. Creates a nice little head on the top too as well when you do that. A little bit more head than I got. last night. I didn't even. So here it is. Mmm. 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 Fucking amazing. So congratulations, guys. Let's get into it. I don't want this video to be like 45 minutes long, even though it probably will be. So, what I wanted to show was, actually let me go back. Earlier today I put up a happy birthday Bane, you know. Just throwing it out there, treating Bane as though it was a real person and, you know, patting it on the back for all its good work. I just wanted to read this. So happy birthday, Bane. This is actually our first banner that that Ren created for us. This might be version 2, actually. I remember one being slightly different, but this was essentially what our first banner looked like, and you can see compared to the one we have now, I mean, huge improvement. Not that this is a bad banner by any means, but look at what we got now. You know, it's only gonna escalate. And I love the BB circle with the sword in it that Ren made. It's just, you could ask for a better logo than that, and it shows that he is a graphic designer in real life. I would kill for a black T-shirt with just the BB logo on it. I think I might have some made. So stay tuned for that. We may have some giveaways and prizes and contests. But here we go. Happy birthday, Bane. Dear Bane. Wow, 1 year old already. I'm like a proud papa today. I remember when you were first born, so green. It seems like just the other day, and now you're all grown up. It's bittersweet. Please join me tonight at the house and on TS for a last-minute party to celebrate our continued success as an FC. So please, people, join me tonight. We're going to get drunk. We're going to get stoned. It's going to be fucking awesome. Total Trailer Park Boys style. I sound like Ricky right now. But big shout out to all the folks who have stuck with us over the past year, old and new. You are what make this such a great place to be every day. We have a fantastic community of witty, kind-hearted, and hilariously devilish people. I could not imagine being anywhere else, and honestly, guys, when I say that, I truly mean what I say. So thank you all, and congrats on the 1 year accomplishment. Sincerely, Matang Minzo, proudest motherfucker on Gilgamesh, and that is not an understatement. I could not emphasize that enough. So let's go on to the second post that I wrote not too long ago. Basically, I had an idea actually last night to kind of reach out to the new people. I find, you know, and this is that it comes at no one's fault, but the new people, when they're being onboarded, they don't really have an idea of how things work in Bane. They have a lot of preconceived notions of how the FC might be, and I find that we're surprising people a lot because we're very laid back, very carefree, you know. I'll go on to explain all this, but I just wanted to put something out there so that not only when people are first coming onto the forums do they introduce themselves with the post that Kana put, but also just, you know, letting them know that, hey, we're here for you. You know, this is a community. This is not just you know, I always think back to my WoW days, and it's not a guild. This is not a guild. This free company business has nothing to do with, you know, guilds and WoW. I found guilds and WoW, while there was a community aspect there, it was just lost. It was just lost in the game and trying to get things done. And you could pug this, or you could go with your free company, or you could, you know, find friends. Or I just find Final Fantasy has such more of an appeal to that community type person, and I think that's where we're all hitting on the keynotes. So I just want to go over this real quick. So a note from the Big Cheese, that's me. To all members of Bahamut's Bane, in the past year we have made great strides towards our goals. Why did I just say it like that? Great strides. Let me start over. In the past year, we have made great strides towards our goals. We have founded a new community, created a custom website with forums, purchased a dedicated 50-slot TS server, bought ourselves a medium house, and filled it with some of the best stuff Gil can buy. And this is just to name a few accomplishments. It is my sincerest hope that this momentum carries forward into the coming years. Although we have lost a few core members along the way, even some founding members who have chosen to go elsewhere, the bulk of our members continues to be those dedicated people who have stuck with us through thick and thin. My hat, again, my pulse pad is exposed to you. My hat is off to you. What makes Bane such a great place to be compared to other FCs is the community. We may not always be number one. We usually are. Not lately, though. But that doesn't mean that we don't try our best to get there. And that's one thing I'll just add here, is that we always do try to be number one. The reality is it doesn't always happen that way. And though we preserved our number one spot for many months, we've actually dropped down quite a bit. But I'll go on to explain here why that doesn't really matter. We always try our best to get number one, but personally, even though it will never happen, I would rather be in last place on the server with Bane than to be first place with any other FC. And I truly mean that. I think that's what really makes us the best, is our rapport and our camaraderie. Without that essential element, it's almost like we would all be playing a single-player RPG together, which defeats the purpose of having an FC, or even playing MMOs in general. I think it was Artemis that brought that up yesterday on TS, that, unless you're part of a community in an MMO, like, what are you doing? Why don't you just play a single-player RPG, unless you're enjoying social time with other people, it's probably not the game for you. But what makes us the best is our sense of community, I think. I also wanted to take a moment today to reach out to our newest members and to touch base with them, which is why I posted this in the new members section. I want you all, both players old and new, to know a few things, and in your hearts to truly know for a fact that this is the case. Alright, point number one, believe in yourself and your abilities. You can do it, and we can all help to get you there. So there is a certain sense of insecurity I find with a lot of the members in Bane, and partly is because we have a lot of new people that are not just new to the game but also new to MMOs in general. So it's understandable that there would be a slight insecurity there, but we want you to know that we have your back. Absolutely, we will always have your back. So whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, let us know and we'll do our best to help you get there. Point number two, be honest about your ineptitudes, but don't be afraid to challenge them and go beyond them. A lot of people have an unrealistic expectation. I'm not going to name any names or point any fingers, but I think you know who you are. And you can't let your weaknesses keep you down. And I say this to you not only in the game, but in real life. I've been through a lot of shit, like a lot of you guys have, and I've always found that the old expression of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and that's absolutely true. Use your weaknesses as fuel. Use it as fodder to propel yourself into a new era of you. And again, we're there to help you along this process all the way. But be honest with yourself and be honest with what you're not good at, and then work on that. Use your strengths to better your weaknesses, I guess is a good way of saying it. Where was I? Yes, so but I believe Bruce Lee said it best. If you always put limits on everything you do, physical or anything else, it will spread into your work and into your life. There are no limits. There are no limits. There are only plateaus, and you must not stay there. You must go beyond them. I always love that quote. Point number three, we were all new once, right? That's a fact. We all had to learn, we all had to climb our way up through strategic planning and perseverance, and so will you. And again, we will help you to get there. This next point, I cannot stress this enough. Do not be afraid of Coil, guys. It's just a dungeon. It's just a raid just like any other. It may seem intimidating because of all the requirements and people, mostly elitist assholes, to be honest with you. but it's nothing to be afraid of. And don't be afraid to take your gaming experience to the next level because of any insecurities or what you may have heard about how it is. Honestly, despite currently being the highest achievable point in endgame content, the binding coil of Bahamut is really not as bad as you might think. Seriously, guys, take the time to join a T1 pug and see for yourself. Turns 1 through 4 are really a fucking joke. I'm not even serious. You ask anybody, they'll tell you the same thing. I mean, you will die. Your party will wipe. You know, it's inevitable. But you will quickly learn the ins and outs needed in order to win. There are numerous guides, videos, and resources out there to help you be successful. Please do not hesitate to ask an officer or anyone for that matter for help. We have many static coil groups that would love to have you along and show you the ropes. And all it takes is to be willing to learn and to show up consistently. So if you, for those of you that aren't familiar, we have a program here at Bane called the Bahamut's Bane Coil program, which is essentially helping people to gear up to get through the content they need to find a static group and to raid successfully. We're also committed to providing gil for repairs, potions, food, buffs, whatever you need. Whatever you need to be successful, we will do for you. Because your success is our success as a whole. So whatever you guys need in your groups, please let me know and I'll get it to you. One thing I would mention here that I didn't write down is for myself personally, every time I go into a new dungeon or a new raid, what I do is I'll watch a video. And guys, don't watch Mr. Happy videos. I know he's very thorough and he's got a good way about him, but his videos are not very good. They're way too detailed, they're way too long. I like how I'm telling, I'm harping on Mr. Happy for having long videos 22 minutes into this. But watch a couple of videos. If you connect with Mr. Happy, I mean, all power to you. I personally don't like watching a 40-minute video on something that can be explained in 5. So do your research. But what my point was on this is watch a video before you do anything, whether it's CT, ST, T1, a new hard mode dungeon that's just released. Watch the video. It's not going to spoil anything for you. A lot of people have this notion that as soon as they watch the video, the experience is ruined, because they're not going into it blind. But really, the only reason you're watching the video is to get an overview on what it is, what your role might be. You don't want to learn everything specifically. You're gonna do that in your experience firsthand, but you want to have just a general idea of what you're going into, so that a lot of time doesn't have to be spent by party members explaining things to you in detail, and then you've got some guy that's done this dungeon or raid like 20 times. It's just sitting there with his thumb up his ass. It's not enjoyable for anyone. So just take 5-10 minutes, whatever you're doing. Watch a video and then go into it, and then you'll have at least a better idea. You can still ask questions and learn, and people will still help you, but at least you'll have a good idea of what you're getting into. So I just wanted to add that onto that line. This I actually injected sort of at the end of my post as kind of a PS. I started thinking about it, and I was remembering some unpleasant events in the past, and just with other FCs and with our static groups. I'm not going to go into all this, guys, but basically self-righteousness is frowned upon in Bane. Okay, there's no need to be an elitist prick. There's no need to be condescending to people. We're all on the same level here. No one, including myself, is above anyone else. So don't. If you want to look for an easy way to get booted from Bane, that's the way to do it, is to be a prick like this. So I would highly recommend not going down that road. So again, self-righteousness is frowned upon in Bane. We are not like other FCs who are filled with elitist douchebags. I'm not... Anyway, we will not yell at you if you fuck up or berate you in front of the group. This is not how we operate. Our primary goal is to have fun. It's a game. It's a game. Have fun. Number one. I mean, obviously, feedback will be given. You will be criticized, but hopefully it will be done in a constructive way. Nobody's going to yell at you. Nobody's going to berate you, is what I was trying to say. So our main goal is to have fun together, and progression always comes second to that. The next point, talk to us. Please talk to us. We're friendly, nice people. Even though we make high-pitched voices sometimes and wave our fingers around. Just talk to us, guys. We're like a family here. Nay, we are a family at Bane. Guys, I know what it is to be antisocial or to not even want to bother. In my personal life, I'm a very quiet person. I'm rather introverted, like many of you guys. But I found that every time that I force myself to get on TS or to talk in the FC chat, I'm pleasantly surprised by the great back and forth conversations that unfold after. It's absolutely true. Absolutely true. Even last night, I was like, it's Friday night, you know, I'm having a couple drinks. I was playing games by myself, watching a movie while I was doing some dailies and things. I'm like, it's kind of lonely. You know, I'm gonna sign on TS and see if anybody is on and wants to have a conversation. And sure enough, I mean, Alpha and the gang and Artemis and Gork and Nika was there, and there's a couple other folks. I'm sorry I can't remember your names, but it was just such a great experience. You know, I didn't, to be honest, you know, after a couple hours, I didn't do much talking, but it was just nice to hear, you know, hear people gaming and conversing, and it just makes it feel more real. Because there's a disconnect I find between when you're playing a game and quote unquote reality. So it just helps to remind us that, you know, there's a person at the end of this avatar. There's a person on the other side of this mic in TS. So, you know, and again, stressing the point of just our community and what it really means. So we are a family, you know. Where was I? Yeah, we're not here to judge you or to make fun of you unless you're Errol. Queen Errol, it's not to make fun of about that. But no, guys, like we're not judgmental people. But no matter how banal your question or concern might be or may seem, don't be afraid to bring it up, because there's always going to be someone that'll answer your question. And if, you know, if FC chat is dead and nobody's responding, well, send me a private message. I'm always there to help anybody with anything. Where was I? But yeah, guys, I think if you gave us a chance and you got on TeamSpeak or you got on the forums or you started you know, talking more in the FC chat, you'll see how awesome we really are. And I'm not just speaking for myself here. I mean, I'm an awesome dude. But no, we have an FC filled with amazing people. And if you give them a chance, they will deliver. Because I cannot state this enough, that just Bane is all about community. The single most easiest way, that's bad English, the single most easiest way to move up in the FC is to be active. And this is 100% true. That means FC chat, TeamSpeak, static groups. Any way that you feel you can be active, do it. Because we see that. And that's how you move up. You ask anybody that's been promoted in this free company, and they will tell you, you will be promoted based on your level of activity. Those of you that we've never heard of, you're welcome to stay in the FC, but you're not going to be going anywhere. Your Shugen is going to be your plateau, your ceiling. And again, as our friend Bruce Lee pointed out, you must not stay on those plateaus. You must always go beyond them. So any level of involvement is better than just being completely neutral. Showing initiative is a guaranteed way to advance in the ranks. I promise you that. And that is my commitment even now moving forward. Speak up! Speak up! Don't like something we do? Don't like something we do? Have a suggestion? Let your voice be heard. We are always open to new ideas. Step up. Step on up. We are constantly on the lookout for new leaders, whether that means an officer, a raid leader, an event organizer. If you have strong leadership skills, please share them and help make the FC even better than it is. We are also on a never-ending quest to find people to help with maintenance, mostly forums, programming, design for our various outlets. I would love in the next year to put up a home page, like a real one, a real nice one, either on Joomla or I don't know, some other platform, but basically something to welcome us. The Simple Machines forum portal is alright, but I've had a lot of people say that it's very busy. There's a lot of stuff going on, and while I have worked fucking hard on it, yeah, I can agree it is. It's a lot. It's a little cluttered, and there's a lot going on. So if we could have even preserve our forum the way it is, the portal and everything, just to have a welcoming sort of site. I mean, we have BahamutBane.com. That's our domain forever. I mean, I pay I don't even know, $10 a year for it, so I'm not too concerned. But I would love to have a nice page set up for us to welcome new people and to just, set up as your home page, and just, I'd love to open my browser and just see Bahamut's Bane with like amazing graphics and maybe like the latest news and stats on what's going on. But if anybody in the FC is good with that kind of stuff, please step up. We could really use your help. When it comes to the technical stuff, there's only a handful of us that are really working on it. Usually myself, Ren. I think, yeah, it's mostly just us two. And Ren being on a vacation right now, it's kind of fallen on my shoulders. So I haven't really done a whole lot with it lately in the last few weeks, only because my workload, both personally and in the game, have gone up pretty significantly. So we're still looking for anyone, and here, if you have a background in computer science or graphic design, please put your skills to use in the FC. We could really use your help. If necessary, we can even create a new rank for you. We will do whatever it takes to continue evolving Bane with the help of our dedicated loyal members. So that's all I wanted to mention, and there's my mug. I'll get to that in a sec. But that's all from me for now. If any officers have anything to add to this, I would highly encourage you to do so in a reply to this post. Thank you all so much for choosing Bahamut's Bane as your home in Final Fantasy XIV Realm Reborn Gilgamesh server. I look forward to getting to know you all a little bit better in the coming years. It comes at no surprise, but I want you guys to know that you are all fucking awesome. Don't ever forget that. I'm reminded of this every day when I log on to the game. If it wasn't for that fact, I would not be here as your leader. You are the reason I continue to do what I do for the FC. So here's to new and exciting surmountable challenges and bright horizons for the future. Sincerely, Matang Vinzo, Bahamut's Bane Shogun, 1 year and counting. And this down here is actually a Photoshop that I made of my own face, combined with Matang. So it's kind of my alter ego at this point. So anyway, what are we on? Like 33 minutes? Good gravy. Alright, well, this was a lot longer than I wanted to do, but I wanted to get one more thing in. As you guys all know, Bane stock has been cancelled, unfortunately. At first, I kind of took it hard because I was really looking forward to it, and I had started buying like supplies, like grub and firewood, and I bought a new grill, and not that I'm not using it, but I was pretty disappointed at first that we had to cancel, but it is what it is, what can you do? Not everybody was able to make it, and I figured it was kind of pointless to have an event where only like 2 people are going to show up. So here's what we're going to do instead. We're going to have a party tonight. So everybody get on TeamSpeak. Everybody get on the game and come into the house, and we'll have a couple drinks together, and we'll have a good time. But what I wanted to show you was what you guys are missing out on. So some of you, it was beyond your control, and don't feel like I'm talking to you specifically, but I wanted to show you. This is my office, by the way. This is where I game and work and play and all that fun stuff. I was in the basement, I think, last time I shared this, but I moved myself upstairs so that I have access to this. actually get some. If I can get this freaking thing open. I actually have some light while I work. Can you imagine? Working in a basement for I don't even know how many years. But I wanted to show you guys, like the asshole that I am, what you're missing out on. Here's my backyard. This is where we would have been partying tonight. There's my grill. You guys see that? Oh wow, I can't see anything. Oh yeah, it's still filming. Okay. So there's my grill. That's what we would have been barbecuing on. And there's my tent. This is where all you guys would have been set up. Tents right in front of the garden. There's a fire there as well. There's my dog. Hey Marty! Who's a good boy? But, yeah. This is where we would have been partying tonight, folks. Motherfuckers. You want to show up to my party? Well, fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. Next year, hopefully, you guys can make it, and we'll light this place up. Yeah, bonfires, barbecues, all the goods. But there's always next year, so prepare now, my friends. I'm throwing another one next year, so get ready for it. Make your arrangements now. Do what you got to do. I want to see you guys there next year. So again, thank you, everyone. I look forward to another year of good times with you guys, and yeah, join me tonight for a couple drinks and celebration. Cheers, everyone, and congratulations once again, 1 year. Let's go for 2 and 3.